Hi, my name is Megan. I'm an occupational therapist with the AIM program, and I'm here to finish a three-part series about toileting with you. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is part 3 of a 3-part toileting series called It's Potty Time, Ready, Set, Go. Okay, the first 2 videos in this series discuss the signs of toileting readiness, some of those foundational skills required, and how to set up for success in your environment at home. And today we're going to be focused on putting it all into action. So just to summarize, last time we talked about some ways to make your bathroom a little bit more of a familiar environment for your child, some clothing considerations, making sure things are easy to get on and off, some toileting book recommendations for you to explore with your child, how to set up your bathroom to make sure that it will work for your child, including your child in your toileting routine so they can observe the family members completing the planning and sequencing parts of toileting, and then practicing all the steps other than voiding. So hand washing, pulling pants up and down, and that kind of thing. Okay, so how are we going to put it into action today? We're going to talk about setting up or developing a toileting schedule for your child, how to transition your child into the bathroom and some things to consider while in there with them, involving your child in the cleaning up process. Accidents will happen and how do we handle them? And some things to remember when we are responding to our child, how important praise is, and some tips on when to see your doctor in case you have any concerns. Okay, so how do we set up a toileting schedule? So the most success we'll have is if we follow your child's natural daily rhythm. And you're probably wondering, but I don't know my child's natural daily rhythm. And I totally understand. So current literature does suggest that we track your child's current toileting habits or voiding habits. So it suggests that you check their diaper every 15 to 30 minutes for 3 to 7 days, which I understand is a lot. So even if we can get a little bit of information the few days ahead of when we want to set up a toileting routine, we will be that much more successful knowing kind of around your child would tend to have a bowel movement or need to pee. Okay, and another thing to think about is pairing bathroom visits with natural transitions. So if we're already transitioning out of the house to go outside, that's a great time to go to the bathroom. If we're already transitioning from the playroom to the table, that's another great time to visit the bathroom. So anytime you're already moving through or between activities, you can tack on a little bathroom visit and it doesn't feel disruptive to your child's day. So I often get asked, how many times should I take my child to the toilet or to the bathroom, and how often should they sit, or how long should they sit? So how often to visit? Right now, research is saying 5 to 6 times a day. They have a little tagline that says 6 to sit. So 5 to 6 times a day is how often you want to be visiting the bathroom with them. How long should they sit for? Let's start with a few seconds, celebrate that success, and work our way up to 3 to 5 minutes at a time. Typically not too much longer unless they're actually voiding or having a bowel movement or something that is taking a bit longer than that. We don't want to negatively impact any muscle integrity there by sitting too long. Remember, any type of sitting at the beginning of this is a success, so let's celebrate that. So how are we going to transition or get your child to the bathroom? We're going to say, not ask. So we don't want to say, do you need to go to the bathroom? They don't know yet. This is a great time, or this is when they're starting to learn or develop that awareness. And that's why we're on a toileting routine program. So we're going to say to them, it's toilet time or it's time to go to the bathroom. We're going to plan that for 10 to 15 minutes prior to when your child habitually peed or pooed. And that kind of taps into that tracking chart that I mentioned in the previous thing, and where it can really help us be successful when we are implementing a toileting routine. Setting goals. So we're going to start with a few seconds, building up to 3 to 5 minutes. Like I mentioned, we're going to give choice. Do you want to sit for 1, 2, or 3 minutes? And then we can set a visual timer. For those of you who use an iPhone, this is incorporated into the clock app. I'm less familiar with Androids, but I bet there's something comparable. You can read a toileting or other favorite book while on the toilet. We want to keep your child as engaged in the toileting process as possible. So not too many distracting toys or anything like that, but a book can be a great option if you do want to make sure we're meeting those time targets while they're sitting on the toilet. And how are we going to teach wiping? What are we going to do? So first we need to teach how much toilet paper to use. Some people use a number. So they'll say, okay, use 5 squares. Other people will use a little visual cue on the wall. You can pull the toilet paper down to this point. You'll notice that the toilet paper roll is facing what I think of as backwards. This can kind of help your child be a little bit more controlled when they pull the toilet paper down. It's less likely to kind of run away on them. So this can be a really good way to position your toilet paper roll when you are starting a toileting routine. You also want to teach that front to back wiping motion, so there's no transfer of bacteria to any other places that it shouldn't be. And for girls, actually, even if they're just peeing, you can encourage them to dab rather than to wipe, and that can kind of prevent some irritation from happening. If they're wiping after a poop, you're going to kind of cue them a little bit. Oh, you need to reach back, turn, reach back, reach under, and pull up. And they need to do a visual check of the toilet paper. They're going to keep wiping until there's no smears of poop on that toilet paper, and then they can move on with the rest of their toileting routine. Cleaning up. So accidents will happen. Let's involve your child, because laundry is a life skill, and why not start now? So we can respond neutrally. Oh, your clothes are messy. Let's go clean up. And your child can be super hands-on in this process. They can undress, they can help with wiping, rinse dirty clothes, put the clothes in the washing machine, put the detergent in, turn it on. You get the idea. It's a great chance for them to start some of those other sequencing tasks and steps that we would be working on as they get a little bit older. So why not build that foundation while we have the opportunity? We can finish up by saying thanks for helping and kind of move on. We'll go back to that toileting routine that we have in place, and they'll do another toilet visit as planned or as scheduled according to what we've set up with your child. Things to remember: praise and positive feedback, super important for children in general, but especially around new skills and especially around toileting. So we want to make sure we're giving lots of praise, and it can be things like, wow, you sat on the toilet, good job, you pulled down your pants. There's lots of many mini steps that you can celebrate their independent completion of. We want to make sure we maintain a neutral response to accidents. Like I mentioned, if you find yourself getting really frustrated or upset about them, this is a great opportunity for you to ask yourself whether you are ready for that toileting piece. Like I mentioned in video number 1, it really is a collaborative effort between parent and child. So if you're not feeling ready, no problem, push pause and move on, or come back to this when you feel a little bit more ready. Not a problem at all. Be patient. Progress is not a straight line. There's going to be ups and downs. Some days will be fantastic, and other days you might have 5 or 6 pairs of dirty underwear to deal with. I have fully been there before, but you will be slowly making upward progress towards independent toileting, and that's kind of what our overall goal is. And when to connect with your physician, there are a couple of things around toileting that we want to make sure parents are aware of, just in case there is a change to normal. So if your child is showing signs of constipation, so they're really straining during bowel movements, their poop is really like small round balls, kind of like rabbit poop would look like, or if you notice that they're doing a lot of holding, that's a great time or conversation to have with your physician. Or if you notice that they're peeing or drinking more than usual, again, connect with your physician, make sure there's nothing kind of underlying that you need to rule out. And thank you for watching. It's Potty Time Ready, Set, Go. This was a 3-part series. I invite you to explore our YouTube channel and check out the rest of this toileting series and the other videos that we have posted.
Thanks for watching Aim to Achieve. Check out our YouTube station for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe or leave us a like.